prices of his licences have nearly doubled in 3 years. Are we going to see the Packers and the Murdochs being big water players, do you think, in future?
Anybody who believes that there is a good, logical reason to invest in water may well be interested in the water market.
Obviously, the banks and the financiers and the carpetbaggers and everyone else in the money market sees this as a great financial bonanza, potentially. And it is.
Liberal Senator Bill Heffernan, out of step with reformers including John Anderson, is on a mission to expose speculators, barons and foreign investors who he says are robbing the bush and its communities.
I have a very strong view that the obvious increasing value of water, the wealth of that, should be retained in the bush. And I think already the water speculators have shown their hand and made out my case.
In what way have they done that?
Well, they are bragging about what is the potential capital increase in value of water as a bankable, easy cash flow for them, and they are right. And I'm damned if I want to see all that finance tied up in a bank vault in a city somewhere.
You don't think there'll be a situation where you'll find yourself wanting top price and farmers on the other side will be upset at the price you are going to be charging them?
That implies they've got themselves in a position where they need water and haven't got it.
Yes.
So, you know, I mean, it's just about business and being reasonable, isn't it? Like, you're not going to do business if they don't make a profit, so there has to be something in it for both sides of the equation.
Australia's largest private owner of water has a reported 157,000 megalitres every year. He's magnate John Carl Betzer, who lives in Argentina. But the chairman of his company, Twynham, shrugs off the title of water baron.
Well, how can we hoard? There's not much point. We're a mixture of small businesses. So when people look at us and say we're a baron, we are participants in local communities. So every farm that we have, we look at it and say, how can you participate in this geographic base? How can we be effectively productive? And how can we integrate into this community?
Can I ask you how much water Twynham has altogether?
Well, it's hard to measure that.
One of the things that as a journalist I've been looking for is a register of who owns the water in this country, and I can't find it.
Well, as far as I'm aware, there is no register of who owns the water.
Because until that time, presumably those worried about water hoarders and speculators will continue to worry, won't they?
That's right.
As trading takes off, farmers are worried about a serious oversight by state governments, a failure to take old licences into account.
When we set up licences, we never expected everybody to use all the water. We expected people to save some and not develop it.
Many farmers owned licences without using the water. They're known as sleepers or dozers. Trading has suddenly given water and these licences value. Many have been sold and the water rights activated. But when more water had to be found for these licences, it could not come from the river because of the cap. Instead, all licence holders have had to take a cut.
Under a cap in New South Wales, as soon as you activate any sleeper and dozer water, it means that other irrigators get less, and they don't get any compensation when they get less.
Wouldn't it have been a unique opportunity to buy out for quite a nominal amount all the sleepers and dozer licences in Australia some years ago?
Well, if you're asking my personal opinion on that, I think the answer can only be yes, but it was missed. Much as I know I'm responsible for a lot of things, I can't wear any responsibility for that.
It's the states that control the water. The grim news is there's still over 2,000 gigalitres worth of sleeper licences yet to be activated, 16% of river flow. At next month's COAG meeting of federal and state governments, John Anderson has been charged by the Prime Minister to fix up water. He wants to take trading national, but water takes up more of his worry time than even Telstra.
If we get it right, there need not be losers. We need to treat fairly those who are going to take the shock of change.